Oh, that's fine.
Snap on flush cuts. Yeah. It's the biggest tool.
Is that the one that cuts the zip tie like flush? There's one that cuts it inside. Like cuts the.
We got
cut the zip tie. Oh yeah.
So the low profile to begin with.
Oh yeah. Over the years, like I've cut my, whenever you're moving the, or you go by and you just, I've never done it with my fishing line that I know of.
Man, I get so pissed off.
Yeah.
Especially under a dash, you can run your hand up in there and come back and it's just.
Oh yeah. Cuts. How many we got?
We got 45 on.
46.
Okay, there'll be some more jump on. So what we're doing is, some of you guys may know from the post last night that at high noon today, Edwin and I are going against each other, and we still haven't announced the lake, but it's close to here, and I stopped by the bass tank, and the reason that I stopped is just to get like some maintenance done, you know, to the trolling motor, the units and stuff like that. When I say maintenance, I mean these guys have got stuff, right now they're taking the zip ties off these wires here, and they're putting Velcro on there. And there's two reasons for that. One is not to pinch the wires, and two, I can, you know, if I have a zip tie here and say I get in shallow water and I want to move this trolling motor up, then I have to cut a zip tie and then reattach it later. I can simply just unhook the Velcro, move it down, and then the trolling motor slides up. Also, they're looking at my batteries. I run Lithium Pros. They're checking my batteries, making sure everything's good. We're getting ready to start the season back off. And they're just kind of taking a look at everything, making sure everything, you know, everything's working like it's supposed to be. And everything looks good. And it seems, we've been here an hour or so, and it seems like everything's pretty much, they're tidying up this right here. And then we're in Sapulpa, and we have a short drive to the lake where I will meet Edwin, and we're gonna fish. So this is John, the owner of Bass Tank. Darren is the one with the hands-on right now, and Scott's back there. Zeke is in there actually on the phone with customer support, helping a customer with the questions about electronics.
He's a man on the phones all the time, 24/7.
You want to tell them a little bit about what you do here?
Well, we are a one-stop Garmin shop. We provide sales and service to Garmin.
They finance.
We finance.
Finance. I've never heard of that.
You go to basstank.com and check out the financing options. But we also, you know, we service other things as well besides Garmin. So any other electronics that you're looking for, trolling motors, man, the Force has been a big deal this year. Live scope. We fish with live scope as well. So if you need help, actually want to talk to a fisherman, then we're able to talk fishing.
I got a text this morning looking for a perspective mount. I've seen a post where you have those.
We have no shortage of perspective mounts.
So you're looking for a perspective mount. They have them. The cool thing about the Bass Tank is you know, Garmin has a great customer support, and they always have. But they do installation, and you know, if you go out on the water, and correct me if I'm wrong, if say you buy your stuff here and you're not a owner's manual or a YouTube guy, you want to see hands-on, you actually can take them out there and show them how to use the live scope. Is that right?
Oh, correct. Yeah.
So, and that's a big deal to me. I mean, you know, I'm fortunate enough that I get to be with the engineers and stuff like that to learn things. And I'm a hands-on person. I got to see it, you know, to be able to use it. And it's simple, but it's still cool to have somebody to show you these things.
Well, then, I mean, Scott is a control systems engineer. He's been an engineer for his whole professional career, and he's a owner in the Bass Tank, so he brings that to the table as well.
I've always been one to install. I mean, not me. I mean, like I help, but the Garmin guys, they install my stuff, which they do a good job. And I've noticed just by, you can tell on the installer, just like he's wiping off the trolling motor right now. I mean, you can tell when they're going to do a good job. I'm looking for that word. What's the word I'm looking for? Real professional.
OCD.
Yeah, a little OCD.
And we're proud of that.
Yep.
We're definitely proud
Oh,
of that.
these guys actually very much so. I mean, one of the things that we also do that a lot of people don't know with their live scope is, you know, keeping the face of that thing clean.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially what you got all the pollen and stuff that you're going, not only dicks and dings and all that stuff, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty rough on mine. I mean, I'm pretty rough. I mean, I don't slow down for a stump. I mean, I don't, you know, if I get in grass, I mean, I mow through it. And,
Four-wheel driving.
yeah, but I'm always, you know, looking and making sure everything. One thing I always do is make sure everything's tight. Like, you know, if I'm home once a week, I'll go through and make sure everything's tight. Obviously, that's kind of my off day. Whenever I have an off day, I work on tackle and then I go through and you just make sure everything's tight, my bracket's tight, make sure my wires aren't pinched anywhere. And, you know, I've been lucky to knock on wood. There's no wood close, but I haven't had any issues over the years. Do you have a question? A cool question? Do you have one, Shannon?
I think my question would be, so why buy from you all instead of a local retailer?
Well,
What's the benefit?
the benefit, man, I would say there's when you go to buy, you've got from the beginning of sale. Let's say you've got some money saved up and you want to buy. You want to communicate with people that are actually fishermen, and we've actually used this stuff in the real world in tournament situations, some professional situations. And so when you call and you want to, you know, whether you're a bass fisherman, crappie fisherman, walleye fisherman, cat fisherman, if you've got a pontoon boat, an aluminum boat, if you got, you know, these are all questions that need to be qualification questions up front. And we understand these things, so we can help not upsell you, put you in the right, you know, the right product for the right person. I mean, another big deal that we feel like we want to brag on ourselves a little bit is that, you know, we've got these financing options. A lot of people don't have the ability to just come out and spend. I mean, if you want to fully rig a boat, you know, we're at, you know, could be a $10,000 or $15,000 purchase, right? Your typical live scope purchase is going to be, you know, around $2,000, $2,300. So we've got that, you know, we've got that option as well. But then after you spend the money, and Jason will attest to this, right, Jason? I mean, no matter how professional you are, to tune in and get better and better, there's someone that you want to reach out to and ask for help. And how do you set these settings, or what works best in this scenario or in that scenario? What does a fish look like versus a rock? These are all things that you can't get anywhere else. I mean, we know what these units are capable of. We know what the fish look like, what our lures look like. You know, and I guess specifically right now, I'm talking a lot about live scope. You know, that's the hottest.
And the trolling motor. You know, the trolling motor's super hot right now too. That's the two things to me, is financing and then just being able to, you know, do the hands-on teaching. The price is all the same.
Yes.
The price is the same from retailer to retailer. So it's not about the price; it's about what you get after you purchase. Well, we're gonna. It looks like these guys are wrapping up. We're gonna put the cover on this thing because it's pouring, and I'm gonna head to the lake and meet Mr. Edwin and get ready to do some live. And hopefully we catch some fish. The only thing is I haven't been to this lake in 20 years. I don't even know that I'm gonna get to drive around. And we only get to fish for 2.5 hours, so we're gonna have to land on it. So thanks for watching.